Okay. Hello students, good evening. Hello students, good evening.
Good
Can you all?
morning, sir. Good evening, sir.
Yeah. So all of you prepared well? What Vignesh prepared well for your test series? Yeah. Good evening, students. Shall we start? Ready, all of you?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, good. So I think in today's class we have to discuss and analyze uh, like how well you are prepared, right? All of you prepared well for your test series? Hello, students. Prepared well or started your preparation?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So in these two chapters, control and coordination and life processes. So what kind of help you need from me now? So are you all thorough with all the concepts, right? Thorough or anything else you want me to explain again? First in this control and coordination chapter.
I think so.
Yes. Okay, fine. So then shall we start our analysis part? Okay. Okay, so first question, let me ask you. Where and all in our body we have receptors, and what are the different type of receptor? You get my question? The first question is about receptors. What are they? Where they are present? What are the types? Tell me.
Well, sir, can you hear me?
Yes.
Yes, sir. There are 5 type of receptors, sir.
Hmm.
There's phonoreceptors, which
Hmm.
it's for the hearing, and then there's
Okay.
photo for light, which is present in the eyes.
Hmm.
Olfactory receptors is for smell,
Hmm.
and gustatory is for the taste present in the tongue, and thermoreceptors it's for like heat or coldness, which is present in the skin, sir.
Very good. Very good. So the sensory organs, all our sensory organs will have the receptors, and they help us to receive the signals, the stimulations. Okay, and of course there are more specific to the organ. There are two, like they are also classified into two types, like receptors to sense internal signals and then external stimulations. Correct? Internal and external stimulations. So what are internal stimulations? What are external stimulations? Receptor needs to sense the stimulant. What are internal stimulation? Can you give me some example?
Like peristaltic movement.
Okay.
Production of enzymes.
Okay. Okay, fine. So listen. See, now one person said like external stimulations like temperature, like heat or cold, the taste, okay, and then the smell, the fragrance, whatever. So these are actually the external stimulations. Okay, like from outside, these signals are received by the cells which are present in the body. Okay, so that's one thing. And another one thing called what? Internal signals. For example, insulin is there. Insulin is a hormone, also called what? Secondary messenger. Insulin is what? A secondary messenger. So which is present and the stimulants are produced inside the body. Okay. In general, where the insulin is produced? Where the insulin is produced in the body?
Pancreas.
Pancreas.
Yeah, in the pancreas, there are cells called what? Beta cells. Okay, in the pancreas, there are cells called what? Beta cells. So these cells produces insulin. So insulin is an internal signal. Insulin is an internal hormone. Basically, it is an hormone, so it is an internal signal. So these signals are received by all of the cells, almost all of cells, body cells. They have a membrane receptor. Okay, here these receptors, okay, the external stimulation receptors, all environment power is detected by tip of the nerve cells. Okay, the external stimulations are in the body are received by, sensed by the tip of the nerve cells. Okay, so the receptors are present in all the sensory organs, the external stimulations. The internal stimulations, almost all of the cell will have their receptor. And here, insulin can come and bind, glucose utilization is achieved. Can you understand? There are, listen to me, internal stimulations and external stimulations. Nerve cells, tip of the nerve cells, they have specialized cells which receives the external stimulations like heat, cold, taste, smell, etc. And also there are internal signaling molecule, internal stimulations produced by the hormones. And these are received by the receptors which is present inside the cell on their membrane, cell membrane receptor. Okay, they are what? Cell membrane receptor. Can you understand this point? Hello, students, can you understand that point?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Now, okay. I think last class also, what is the difference between neuromuscular junction and synaptic cleft? Okay, what is the difference between neuromuscular junction and synaptic cleft?
A synaptic cluster is between a neuron to another neuron, whereas in neuromuscular joint, it's between a neuron and a muscle.
Very good, very good. So, neuromuscular junction is between the neuron and non-neuron cell, like muscle cell. Synapse or synaptic cleft, that is between two neurons. Very good. Now, can someone tell me the pathway of signal transaction from one neuron to other neuron? One neuron to other neuron, or a neuron to non-neuron cell. How the impulses are transmitted? Okay, the pathway of signal transaction. Are you getting my question? Hello, students.
So can you repeat the question?
How the pathway of signal transduction, a neuron is there. See, this is one neuron, and maybe there another neuron is there. How impulses are received, transmitted within the neuron to the other neuron? That's my question.
Sir, the dendrites receive the signal from receptors or other neurons.
Very good.
Then it passes through the axon with due to alternating charges,
Very good.
and then through neurotransmitter it gets passed on to the next neuron,
Okay.
muscle or any other cell.
Yes. Okay. So what forms the myelin sheath?
Schwann cells.
Very good. Schwann cells. Fine. Now, so what are the different type of neurons involved in reflex action? And what is their role? Types and role of neurons in reflex action.
Sir, can you repeat the question?
Types of neurons involved in reflex action
Sensory neuron, motor neuron, and relay neuron.
and their function.
Sensory neuron, it transmits impulse from the muscle cell to the spinal cord. And then motor neuron transmits a message from the spinal cord to the muscle cells, and relay neuron is in between the motor neuron and sensory neuron.
Okay, so they are on always in connection between what? Through the spinal cord to the central nervous system, the brain. Okay, so the relay neurons are in touch. So there is kind of lightening. The signal transaction is continuous. So it is easy for the relay neuron to coordinate with sensory neuron and motor neuron. Okay, fine. Now, so you know the difference between cranial nerves and spinal nerves. What is it?
Cranial nerves are nerves which are coming out directly from the brain, directly connected to the, while spinal nerves are coming out from the spinal cord and to various other organs.
Okay, very good. So what is prosencephalon, mesencephalon, and rhombencephalon?
Prosencephalon, all these are parts of. No, prosencephalon is forebrain, sir.
Yes.
Forebrain during the development of embryo. Yeah. Similarly, mesencephalon is midbrain.
Is hindbrain.
Rhombencephalon is hindbrain. Okay, fine. Then what is diencephalon? Where it is present?
It is present in the forebrain.
Okay. The diencephalon. Very good. Now, what is corpus callosum?
It is the structure that connects the two cerebral hemispheres.
Okay. What is its function? Just connection alone?
It like nerve impulses from one cerebral hemisphere can go to another cerebral hemisphere and so on.
Okay, the body, we have bilateral symmetry. The left-right coordination is through cerebral, means corpus callosum. Okay, fine. So, which is the largest part of the brain?
Cerebrum.
Hmm? Cerebrum is the largest part of the brain. Second largest part of the brain?
Cerebellum.
Cerebellum. Okay, this is the first one. This is the second one. Okay, what forms the brain stem?
Midbrain, pons, and medulla oblongata.
Yeah. So all these region forms what? The brain stem. Okay, fine. So what are the three layers? Like here, the three layers are present. Balloon-like structure. They forms a
Meninges.
Yes.
name of the three.
Dura mater, pia mater, and arachnoid membrane.
Order-wise.
Dura mater is outermost, arachnoid matter is in between, and pia mater is sticking to the brain surface, cerebrum surface.
Okay, very good. So that's how, what is when they talk about how the tissues are protected, you can say the skull, the body box, and then the fluid-filled balloon, triple layer balloon. And this fluid is called what?
Cerebrospinal fluid.
Yeah, CSF, cerebrospinal fluid. Okay, good. And then coordination in plants. What is electrochemical signal transduction?
Sir, as plants do not have nerves or neurons or a brain, they rely completely on hormones to be coordinated. So they send chemical messages, which are hormones.
Okay, fine. So what is trophism in plant?
The
What are the
movement due to
different-
growth, sir.
What are the different type of trophism?
So phototrophism,
Phototrophism, geotrophism, chemotrophism, hydrotrophism, sir.
Okay, fine. Both root and shoot shows same kind of trophism.
no, sir. The root is positively geotrophic, while the shoot is positively phototrophic.
Okay. Almost for most of the characters, they show antagonism. What is called antagonism? Opposite to each other. Correct?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. What are phytohormones?
Plant hormones, sir.
Plant hormones. Examples?
Auxins, gibberellins,
Phytokinins,
abscisic
abscisic
acid, and ethylene.
Okay. What are their functions?
abscisic acid and ethylene are growth inhibitors, and other three are growth promoters.
Okay. Inhibitors and growth promoters. Axin promotes what?
The growth of stem,
Okay, plant can bend towards light. Okay, to grow longer, stimulate the cell to grow longer. Fine. Gibberellins.
So same, sir. They're
Supports.
also for
Okay. Cytokinins.
Cell division.
Okay. Abscisic acid.
dormancy in seeds.
Okay. Fine. Good.
And ethylene is for ripening of fruits.
Very good. So now hormones in animals. Important hormones. Hypothalamus or important hormones.
Inhibitor.
Stimulating or releasing hormone. Another one is
Inhibiting.
yeah, inhibiting hormone. Okay. These two hormones works on
The pituitary.
pituitary. Okay, they can stimulate pituitary or they can inhibit pituitary. Fine. Pineal gland, main hormone.
Melatonin
Okay.
controls the sleep-wake cycle.
Sleep wake cycle. Okay. About pituitary.
It is master gland. It sends signals to all the other glands in the body to release their hormones, and it itself releases growth hormone.
Okay. So give me some examples of hormones secreted by pituitary.
Follicle stimulating hormone, luteinizing hormone,
Okay.
prolactin,
Hmm.
vasopressin,
Hmm.
oxytocin,
Okay.
thyroid stimulating hormone.
Okay. Very good. So these are all the hormones or the sex hormones as well as body hormones are synthesized by pituitary. Fine. Good. Thyroid gland and parathyroid gland.
Pituitary has 3 lobes only, no, sir?
Hmm?
Pituitary gland has only 3 lobes, right?
Yes. Anterior pituitary, posterior pituitary. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Adila adenohypophysis, neurohypophysis. There are different components are there. Okay. Adenohypophysis, neurohypophysis. Anterior, posterior, front, back, and then adeno and neurohypophysis. Fine. So functions of thyroid gland. T3, T4 hormones. Okay.
It secretes thyroxine.
Thyroxine. Fine. So what is their function? Iodine metabolism. Okay. Regulates carbohydrates, protein, fat metabolism. Okay. Thyroxine hormone function. Right. So iodine is an important factor for the functioning of this hormone. Oversupply of iodine or lesser supply of iodine causes deficiency of iodine causes problem with the thyroid gland. The deficiency especially causes what? Goiter, hypothyroidism or hyperthyroidism. If you oversupply iodine, it causes hyperthyroidism. Results in
Sir, infertility.
yeah, infertility. Okay, very good. Thymus gland. What is the function of thymus gland? Thymus gland.
Sir, it's like a relay center, right?
Huh?
It sends the signals to the respective part in cerebrum.
Oh, okay. See something called T cells in our immune system, right? T lymphocytes. There is an hormone called what? The thymoxin. okay, which educates T cells. T cells where they are produced, T lymphocytes where they are produced in the
Bone
bone marrow,
marrow.
where they are educated, matured for its function. They become, T cells becomes cytotoxic. What is called cytotoxicity? If any foreign substance enters into the body, T cells engulfs them. So that education, they learn it in what? Thymus gland. Okay? Fine. See, something called progressive involution. What is called progressive involution? Thymus, when we are in very functional, as we become old, they loses its potentials. Okay, they even shrink and reduces its size. Okay, so that's about thymus gland. And then, what is the function of adrenal gland? What's the function of adrenal gland?
So to increase heart rate and breathing rate, so that we
Yeah,
can.
it is actually called what? Fight, flight, fright hormone. Okay, adrenal gland is called what? Fight, flight, fright hormone. Okay, so your exam here, when the dog chases you, you run faster than the dog. You can climb even 7 feet of wall or even 10 feet of wall. So that's because of what? That adrenaline rush. Normally, if I ask you to write in 1 hour, you can write only 2 pages. But in exam time, you can write 4 pages in 1 hour. So you get that energy, you get that tempo. That's because of this hormone. Adrenaline is secreted over. Okay, so that's the function. What is pancreas? What it produces?
There is
Insulin.
a heterocrine gland
Yeah,
which releases glucagon and insulin
yeah,
and maintains the blood sugar.
yeah. The antagonistic hormone, insulin and glucagon, are secreted by pancreas. So insulin reduces blood sugar level, glucagon increases sugar level. Correct? So they are antagonistic, thus maintains a normal blood sugar level, both together. Okay? Now, testis, what kind of hormone it produces?
Testosterone.
Testosterone, androgen. Correct? What do they do?
Puberty in males and secondary
Yeah.
sexual.
The primary and secondary sexual characteristics are by these sex hormones. They also support in what? Spermatogenesis process. Testis requires 2 more hormones. From where they are coming from?
Pituitary gland.
Yeah, what are those 2 hormones? Again, FSHN.
Luteinizing hormone.
Yeah, they have different role here, but still they play a crucial role in production of sperm cells. Okay, fine. And here ovary,
Estrogen and progesterone.
Yeah. Produced by
Ovaries.
ovaries. Inside that, what produces progesterone and estrogen? Sorry, yeah, estrogen. In which phase of menstrual cycle these hormones are produced? There are 4 phases of menstrual cycle, right? What are all those 4 phases? Menstrual phase, follicular phase, ovulatory phase, luteal phase. Do you remember the 4 phases of reproductive cycle? Menstrual cycle, Fagata. In menstrual phase, followed by follicular phase, FSH is produced in more amount, and in the later follicular phase, luteinizing hormone, and then ovulatory phase because of LHH, and then luteal phase, corpus luteum secretes progesterone and estrogens, group of families, group of hormones are synthesized. Okay, so in luteal phase, progesterone, estrogen are produced, and these are actually produced in the pituitary and reaches the reproductive organ, FSH and LH, right? Okay, so this is about different glands. What are these glands together called? All these 10 of the glands in every individual are called what?
Endocrine glands.
Endocrine glands. Very good. Okay, they are endocrine glands. So this is about this chapter. And now the other chapter called life processes. What is the difference between life properties and life processes? Is there any difference? Properties of life and processes of life. Properties and
So
processes.
the life processes are required to show the life properties.
Example of life processes.
Digestion.
Okay, digestion, respiration, excretion, circulation. Very good. What are life properties? The properties of life.
Consciousness,
Consciousness. Very good.
Movement, sir.
Okay.
growth in number or in size,
Growth, reproduction, metabolism, consciousness, organization. Okay. So all these are actually called what? Properties of life. Only living organisms can show such kind of property. Growth. There are twin characteristics of growth. You remember?
yes sir.
What are they?
Growth in number means increase in number of cells, and growth in size means increase in the size of the body.
Very good. Very good. Okay, fine. So processes and properties. And then coming to the, the important processes we saw, and then nutrition. What are the different mode of nutrition in organism? Based on nutrition, mode of nutrition, how the organisms are classified.
Autotrophic and heterotrophic.
Okay. Is there any subdivisions in autotrophic?
Yes, sir. Photoautotrophic and chemoautotrophic.
Okay. What is photoautotrophic and what is chemoautotrophic?
Sir, in photoautotrophic nutrition, the organism uses sunlight to gain its energy, while in chemoautotrophic nutrition, it uses chemicals to get its energy.
Okay. Can someone list me the processes occurs during photosynthesis? Processes occurs during photosynthesis.
Light reaction and dark reaction.
Light reaction and dark reaction. Look at these points. 3 points. What are these processes?
Light reaction, sir.
Yeah. First in absorption of light energy by chlorophyll. So chlorophyll is called what? Light harvesting complex. Chlorophyll is called what? Light harvesting complex molecule. Fine. So that's one process. Second one is what is called hydrolysis. What's called hydrolysis?
Splitting of water molecule into hydrogen and oxygen.
Yeah. So that's another important process. Okay. Splitting of water molecule into hydrogen and oxygen. Okay. So that's the second one, hydrolysis. Okay. Light harvesting and then splitting of water molecules into hydrogen and oxygen. And third step is carbon dioxide fixation. Okay, third step is what? CO2 fixation. Okay, so light is harvested, water is hydrolyzed, and then CO2 is fixed. This third step is actually called what? CO2 fixation. It is called what? CO2 fixation. Carbon dioxide fixation. Okay. So these are all the processes connected with what? Photosynthesis. And now, how other organisms, maybe plants and photosynthetic organisms, can use chlorophyll to harvest light, and thus photosynthesis, by photosynthesis they can produce their food. Apart from photosynthesis, what are the other mode of nutrition? Tell me with example. Yes.
So can you repeat the question?
Different mode of heterotrophic nutrition.
So holozoic,
Hmm.
saprotrophic,
Hmm.
parasitic,
Hmm.
um,
Okay. What is parasitic nutrition?
the organism lives on a host's body,
Hmm.
consumes the host's nutrients, and affects the host in general.
Okay. And then other method?
Then we have Holozoic. Holozoic includes ingestion, digestion, absorption, assimilation, and egestion. Example is us human beings. Then we have saprophytic, which means, for example, fungi. They are feeding on dead and decaying matter. And yeah, that's it.
Okay, good. So how unicellular organisms feeds their food? Food, mode of nutrition. How do they get food?
If they are autotrophic like cyanobacteria, then they will probably use chemosynthesis. And if they are holozoic like amoeba, then in the single cell itself, the entire process of holozoic nutrition takes place.
Okay, simple. From its environment through diffusion process and different kind of cell membrane transport mechanisms. Okay, diffusion and different kind of cell membrane transport mechanisms. What are the different kind of cell membrane transport mechanisms? Active transport, passive transport, endocytosis, exocytosis, phagocytosis, pinocytosis. Do you remember all those processes? There are different. Endocytosis means outside to inside through lipid bilayer. Exocytosis means inside to outside, excretion of waste. Phagocytosis is cell bulk molecules, bulk transport. Bigger substances, the cell membrane traps them, engulfs them. Cell eating process is phagocytosis. Cell drinking process is pinocytosis. Okay? Cell drinking process is called what? Liquid substances are taken by the cell by pinocytosis. What it is? P-I-N-O, pinocytosis. Cell drinking process. Pinocytosis is what? Cell drinking process. Phagocytosis is what? Cell eating process. Okay, get my point? Phagocytosis and pinocytosis. Fine. Like, next. In humans, how the digestive system is anatomically divided into two important groups. The digestive system, alimentary canal and associated organs. Okay, alimentary canal. Main component of digestive system is called what? Alimentary canal and associated organs. What are the components of alimentary canal?
Mouth, pharynx, larynx, esophagus, stomach, small intestine, large intestine, anus.
Rectum, anus. Very good. Okay. Now, what are the major components of small intestine?
Duodenum, jejunum, ileum.
Very good. Duodenum, jejunum, ileum. Large intestine?
Cecum, ascending colon, transverse colon, descending colon, sigmoid colon, rectum.
Okay. Where the absorption of drugs takes place? In children.
It happens even in the mouth, happens in the stomach, and it happens in small and large intestines as well.
Okay. So what is called bolus and chyme?
After chewing and mixing with saliva, the food which goes in is called as bolus, and after digestion from stomach, it's called as chyme. I mean, when it's in the duodenum.
Okay. Whether the length of the intestine is same in all animals?
No, sir.
It's longest in herbivores and shortest in carnivores.
Okay. Longest in
Herbivores.
Herbivores.
shortest in carnivores. Why?
Sir, plant matter is hard to digest, so it's used the longer digest tract. Whereas carnivores eat meat which is easily digestible. Sir.
Okay. What a sphincter muscle? What do they do? Where they are present?
Sphincter muscles are muscles which tightly, lock the food inside an organ. Like before and after the stomach, there is the gastroesophageal sphincter or cardiac sphincter, and the after the stomach, there is a sphincter, so that even when there are strong contractions in the stomach, the food doesn't go out of the stomach.
What that? Yeah, the mechanism is called what? Because of their contraction.
Peristalsis.
Okay. Peristalsis. They causes peristaltic wave movement. Okay, which supports the functions which you said. Okay, fine. What is aerobic respiration and anaerobic respiration?
Sir, aerobic is the breakdown of carbohydrates in the presence of oxygen, whereas anaerobic is without the presence of absence of oxygen.
Okay. So fine, good. Very important thing. Respiration. So what occurs in respiration in humans?
Intake of oxygen and expiration of carbon dioxide.
Okay. The amount of oxygen taken is equal to the amount of carbon dioxide released. True or false? Intake of carbon versus output of carbon dioxide, in and out ratio, both are same or different?
No, sir. The carbon dioxide which comes out is a little more than the oxygen taken in.
What? Carbon dioxide which is coming out is more than oxygen?
Less than oxygen.
Less than oxygen?
Yes, sir.
Or is there any other conversion? Carbon dioxide, what happens if it comes as such?
Sir, it's cytotoxic. It will kill the cells. So it will get converted into carbonic acid, and then the carbonic acid will split into bicarbonate ion and H+ ion.
Very good. Okay. And then this buffering system is called what? Interconversion of H2CO3 to H plus CO3 or H plus HCO3 to H2CO3. This interconversion, this method is called what? Bicarbonate buffering system. Okay, this method is called what? Bicarbonate buffering system. What are buffers? What are buffers? They maintain a constant pH. Okay, fine. So this is enzymatically controlled by an enzyme called carbonic anhydrase. Okay. What is open circulatory system and closed circulatory system?
So open circulatory system is where no vessels like arteries and veins are present, whereas closed circulatory system is where arteries, veins, capillaries, and heart is present.
Okay, fine, good. So you know the components of heart? Yes, component of hearts. What is present here?
Right atrium.
Okay. There is another compound which is present in the right.
Atrial node, SA node.
Hmm?
SA node, sir.
SA node. Okay. What is the other node?
AV node, atrioventricular node.
Okay. Where it is present?
Sir, at base of right ventricle, just before the ventricle opening.
Here.
Sorry,
Basically,
base of right atrium.
yeah. Almost here. Okay, fine. What is this called?
So you mean the heart muscle?
The layer?
Pericardium.
Pericardium.
Pericardium. Okay. What are the types of septum?
Interventricular septum, then interatrial septum, then atrioventricular septum.
Okay. Fine. How many valves are there? Where they are present? What do they do?
So there are 4 valves. One is between the right ventricle and the right atrium, and one is between left atrium and left ventricle. And the other 2 semilunar valves are between aorta and right ventricle and pulmonary. Sorry, aorta and left ventricle, pulmonary artery and right ventricle. Valves prevent backflow of blood.
Okay, good. So which is the largest artery in human body?
Aorta.
Why?
Sir, it carries blood directly from the heart and it branches out to give blood to the other organs.
Okay, fine, good. So what is the difference between pulmonary artery and pulmonary vein?
Sir, pulmonary arteries carry deoxygenated blood, while pulmonary veins carry oxygenated blood.
In what way they are different between arteries? Pulmonary artery, in what way it is different from other artery?
Yeah, it carries deoxygenated blood, unlike other arteries which carry oxygenated blood.
Okay, good, good. So, and you know the difference between the arteries, veins, all this. Fine. What is transpiration? Pull?
Sir, when the water is transpired out of the leaves, there is a vacuum created by the lost water, which
Okay. So, how plant excrete wastes?
Through transpiration. No, sir.
Okay. So, based on the wastes, how organisms in animals are classified? 3 types. The kind of product The nitrogenous
So
waste.
uricotelic, uricotelic, and aminotelic.
Okay. Ammoniotelic, ammonia. Ureotelic, urea. Uric acid, uricotelic, uricotelic, ammonotelic. Okay, fine, good. What is glomerulus filtration?
Sir, ultrafiltration that occurs in the Bowman's capsule. From the glomerulus, the Bowman's capsule is filled with fluid.
Okay. What are the steps in urine formation?
Sir, ultrafiltration,
Hmm.
then reabsorption, and
And then
secretion.
secretion. Okay, good. So what is the efficiency of kidney? How much of urine it can produce in a day?
Sir, it produces 180 liters of urine, but only 1.5 liters is excreted out. The rest is reabsorbed.
Okay, good. So what kind of issues we can get with the functions of kidney? The diseases, complications associated with
So
kidney.
kidney stones,
Okay, stones, problem in filtration, problem in reabsorption, problem in concentration. Okay, good. Okay, good. So hoping for the best. I think you all need to keep things revised many times. Okay, so this is just to make you alert that important areas connected with these chapters, and try to work out some papers, past papers, and you yourself formulate some questions, play some mind games, try to recollect the things you have studied. Okay, so post me in case of any doubts, get your doubts clarified. Okay, so best wishes for your exams. Thanks for your cooperation. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah, thank you.